Hello people of BookTube, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to be talking about The Iron Raven by Julie Kagawa, and this is the first book in the new Iron Fey series, Evenfall. Evenfall, I've been reading it as Evenfall. And, oh my god, this book. First off, I am so happy that we get to dive back into the Iron Fey world. I absolutely love the Iron Fey series. I love Julie Kagawa's writing, and when she announced that this book was going to be a thing, the series was going to be a thing, a few years ago, I think it was 2019 that I found out about it, I was giddy with joy. And I've been very much anticipating this book since. So, I was very excited to get back into this world, especially the fact that this is told from Puck's point of view, and just, Puck is my favorite character in this series. I'm so happy we get his perspective. I greatly enjoyed reading Summer's Crossing, which is also his point of view, a little novella. I like that, and I like the fact that we got a whole book with this point of view. But yeah, I'm really excited. I was so happy to read this. I'm actually a little sad that I read this as quickly as I did, because now it means I gotta wait a whole year before the next book. And with the ending, just, it makes me die a little bit inside. Before I go much further, I will say it definitely helps to have read the other Iron Fey series, both the Iron Fey series, the Iron Fey, and the Call of the Forgotten, before diving into this, because this is like a continuation onto this world. You'll be confused otherwise. And also there is a short novella, Shadow's Legacy, that takes place right before this. It takes place as kind of like a bridger between Call of the Forgotten and this. It's really short, only like 50-60 pages-ish. Personally, I did read it. I actually read it. I read the novella first. And just based on my personal opinion, I don't feel that it's super required to read this. Like, I felt if I only read this and didn't read Shadow's Legacy, it would still make sense to me. Kind of like how I didn't read Iron Prophecy before starting the Call of the Forgotten series. Things still made sense to me. It's just nice to have that little extra information. So, yeah, just throwing that out there for anyone wondering. But yeah, once again, in this series, the Never Never is in danger. I don't want to say too much onto what kind of danger, because I went in not knowing, and I felt I appreciated things much more, and I honestly have more questions than answers after reading this book, so I don't even know where I would begin to describe what kind of danger they're going through. I will once again say that I greatly enjoyed getting Puck's perspective, getting more into his head, seeing some of his past. I just so thoroughly enjoyed that, and I can't wait to get more of that, and just, I love this series already. One book in, I already love this series, and I can't wait to read more. And unfortunately, I don't feel there's too much more I could say without risking spoilers, so I'm just gonna jump into a spoilery bit. So if you haven't read The Iron Raven yet, highly suggest you click right now and come back after you catch up. So, I gotta start with that ending. That cliffhanger. It gave me Iron Trader flashbacks. Like, I have vivid memories of reading The Iron Trader for the first time and finishing it at work while I was on break. And the emotions of not only the cliffhanger, but not being in the privacy of my own home when I finished it. So not being able to thoroughly show my reactions like I wanted to without looking like a crazy person. Though I'm pretty sure I failed at that. Well, this little cliffhanger wasn't quite as bad as the Iron Trader. It was up there. Just, things look like they're doing decent. Like, okay, we beat this one big bad, but we gotta figure out what the overall big bad is. Okay, we gotta go spread the word of what's up, we need help. And then, boom, Glitch coming in and being like, King Kieran is missing. And his little forgotten kingdom is gone. Like, Oh my god, what the hell happened? What happened to Kieran? What's going on? Oh my god. That cliffhanger. That cliffhanger. I need to know. I need to know what happened. Just like I need to know what this big bad is. Like, what is this thing at the center of the Never Never? What is it? What is this big thing that's supposed to cause the end of the Never Never? This big thing that can cause so much hate in the Fae. Just, this thing is terrifying, and the fact that glamour doesn't seem to have any effect on it. Like, how are they gonna fight it? Is it gonna be fightable like the thing that they were facing in this book? Is laughter and positive emotion going to be able to beat it? Or was it only beaten by that because it's only like a fragment? Honestly, as things were being described in the book, my first thought was the big bad in this book was, or had something to do with, I'm totally gonna butcher this god's name, I am so sorry, Gwynupnude, who I'm super foggy on Celtic mythology, so apologies if I get anything wrong, but I'm pretty sure in at least some Celtic mythology, he is the king or god of the Fae, and isn't he usually portrayed with antlers and what have you? And isn't he also, in some mythologies, the god of terror? I really should have looked this up before filming this. I am so sorry. But just based on little snippets that I do know or think I know, that made me wonder if that's what this big bad is, or maybe this is the big bad that's under the Never Never that's gotta cause the end of the world. Because I believe in also, like I said, not 100% sure. Doesn't he also have something to do with the Celtic apocalypse? So just all that's making me wondering if that's what this big baddie is gonna be. Because if he is, the king slash god of the Fae, wouldn't that in essence make him immune or stronger than court glamours? Just a thought. Just a thought. I very, very likely am wrong, but that's just the first thing that popped up into my head as I was reading. So, backtracking a bit, I love the fact that we got to see some very beloved characters in this book. We got to see Megan, we got to see Ash, Grimmelkin, Kieran. It was so nice to see these familiar and very much loved characters. And also get to see them all go on another adventure together. Ash and Puck fighting side by side again, which I always love. Always love. Can never get enough of them. And just their banner. And just Puck's banner in general. I love Puck. I love his sarcasm. I love his commentary. I love it. I love it. And it was also nice seeing Ash and Megan and just them being a cute power couple. Just fantastic. Awesome seeing Megan. And it forever amazes me just seeing how far Megan has come as a person. The awkward teenager she was at the beginning of the Iron Fae to the strong, formidable Iron Queen. Just reading this book and looking back on where she started still just amazes me, and I love it. So yeah, I definitely liked seeing that. I liked getting things from Puck's point of view. I loved seeing little snippets of his past. Him meeting Oberon. Oberon telling him, like, hey, I need you to watch my daughter. Him just meeting Ash. I almost forgot that one. How the hell could I forget that one? It was such a nice little extra layer, and I hope to see more of that in the oncoming books. I could never get enough of learning about Puck. He is an old fairy. He is up there. And just being able to get more of his backstory, I can't get enough of it. Honestly, if I was given just a full book of just snippets of his past, I would love it. I would eat that up. Oh my god. Nyx, I love Nyx. She is just such a badass. And her and Puck, I think, are a great couple. I loved her from the moment she was introduced in Shadow's Legacy. I loved when she was reintroduced into this book. Her and Puck's introduction literally made me laugh out loud. Him introducing himself and then her just being like, I've never heard of you, and just his shock was fantastic. Just, it was great. I loved it. Just, I feel she is definitely well suited for him. I feel that she is able to keep him on his toes and keep him in line, which works. I feel like they are on very even footing when it comes to this relationship, and just they mesh really well. Like, they are able to hold their own against each other, which, just for chemistry's sake, I love. And also just the banter between them, I adore. And can I just say, I didn't really anticipate or think at all that a big part of this book would be Puck facing the evil or just the negativity in himself. Just, I thought that was such a nice twist. This evil, not evil, just this darker aspect of himself coming to the surface and him having to fight against that. Just, I love that. It made me remember in the Iron Knight when Puck, Ash, and Co. are fighting against their darker selves. That was giving me some major, like, flashbacks to that, which was cool. You know, that kind of gave us a glimpse, like, there is a darker aspect to Puck that we don't see. And it's like it was revisited in this, which I loved. Because, I mean, no one lives as long as the Fae do without having dark aspects to their history. So I like that, getting to see bits of that with the flashbacks, him when he's talking about it, this darker Robin Goodfellow. And I like how he uses like Robin Goodfellow and Puck to kind of tell these two aspects of himself apart. Robin Goodfellow was a little less caring, didn't really give a crap about anyone, isn't afraid for his pranks to go a darker route, a little more cruel. And then Puck, who has more of a conscience, who is a little more laid back, less cruel. Just, I like those differing factors of his personality and how they have this distinct label. And just, I loved exploring that whole darker aspect. Just loved it. And I was genuinely worried, especially when he ran into Ash and Megan, that this resurgence of Robin Goodfellow would cause irreparable damage to their relationship. Especially when it became clear that Puck might not be totally over Megan choosing Ash over him. But yeah, I was genuinely worried about that, or that worse, that Puck would become the villain of this trilogy overall. Which I gotta say would be an interesting concept, but I didn't want to see that happen. Because I don't think my heart would be able to take like the drama and the strain and just how that could end. Yeah, just, it was a wild ride, this book. And I'm interested to see if this darker aspect of Puck is going to come back in the later books. Like, if the closer this big bad comes to, like, the final showdown, if it's gonna go after Puck again, if Puck is gonna lose himself, or worse, actually, now that I think about it, if Ash is going to. Because it was briefly mentioned, like, oh yeah, Ash, if you went all dark side, things would be worse. And that is terrifying to consider. So it makes me wonder if that's a little foreshadowing, like maybe Ash goes dark side for a little bit. Just also a terrifying thought, and just the insanity and drama that would cause. I honestly have no idea what to expect for the oncoming books. I have zero theories or inklings of what to expect. One little fear that I have, though, Nyx is forgotten. She is like the last of her order, which is sad. I do actually hope we get more info on Nyx and what things were like under the Lady, the Forgotten Queen's rule. Like, I want more info on that. I just want more info on that time in general. Just, I'm a sucker for backstory, what can I say? The little details, just, I cannot get enough of. So just, I hope we get to explore more of that. And yeah, I am mildly afraid that she might not make it to the end of this trilogy, between her being forgotten and then just how big this new enemy seems to be. Like, is she gonna be a casualty in this? Which I hope not. Puck deserves love. He deserves happiness. And since he seems to have fallen so hard for Nyx, it'd be so sad to see it ripped away from him. Like, the writer in me thinks that would be fantastic just for, like, the punch to the feels, but the reader in me is just like, no, don't do that. That's mean. Don't give him happiness just to have it ripped away. And also, I just remember the scene. Ash and Puck having that little, like, interaction before they all trolloped over to the Briars. Ash confessing to Puck, fearing that he's gonna lose the Puck he knows to Ramen Goodfellow. Him going on about, like, how he's already lost Sage and Rowan, his two brothers. He can't lose Puck to him, like, considering Puck family and his brother. That nearly broke me when I read it. Just, for those who don't know, I'm a sucker for found family, and just him considering Puck his brother and how he cares for him like a brother and as family, and the idea of losing him is painful. Just, that hit me hard right in the feels. Just, boom, there goes the waterworks. Just between that and my fear of Puck losing himself, just the combination of those two things was a hard hit. Just kudos to Julie Kagawa for managing to still be able to make me feel all the feelings after all this time. Just my heart, my poor, poor heart. And yeah, I honestly don't feel there's too much more I could say. I feel like I hit on my major talking points, and yeah. For anyone still watching, what'd you think? Did you like this new addition to the Iron Fae world? Do you like the start of the series so far? Were there bits and pieces that I didn't talk about that you want to discuss? Let me know, let's get a discussion going. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.